Hey YouTube, it's ICU, and welcome to the 151st episode of Best Tech Info and Rumors. Alright, and first up, I just wanted to say that this week's episode was delayed to today, which is Sunday, and next week's episode will also be delayed to Sunday, and that's because I'm going on a trip. So I just want to let you guys know that, and with that out of the way, let's get into the news. First up, earlier, exactly 3 weeks after issuing the third beta version of iOS 7, Apple officially seeded iOS 7 Beta 4 to registered developers. Now, it's important to remember that this is still a beta firmware, and you must have your device's UDID registered through an Apple developer account before you can legitimately restore to the updated beta iteration of iOS 7. Now, for those of you who are already officially on one of the 3 earlier beta versions of iOS 7, the update is available through Apple's over-the-air update feature. Additionally, iOS 7 Beta 4 is also available for direct download on OS X through the company's developer portal. And of course, with iOS 7 expected to be released this fall alongside a hopefully impressive lineup of new iDevices, the Beta 4 update means that Apple is at least one step closer to bringing the latest advancements in iOS to the public. Of course, while I did say that your device's UDID has to be registered through an Apple developer account before you can officially restore to the firmware, earlier this week I did create a video that highlighted and demonstrated an iTunes security flaw that will allow any device without their UDID registered to update to the latest iOS 7 Beta 4 firmware. Of course, that video was for educational purposes, again, simply to highlight that security flaw to show that it can be done. Of course, though, if you want to take it upon yourself to test it and you're looking for information on how to do that, just be sure to check down below in the more info. I'll have a link to that in-depth video. Next up, following Apple's developer-exclusive release of iOS 7 Beta 4, 9to5Mac noted that Apple's latest beta firmware has a rather intriguing clue as to what will presumably be one of the main features of the iPhone 5S buried deep within iOS 7's code. Since Apple's acquisition of a mobile security firm called Authentic last year, which specialized in fingerprint sensors, there have been no shortage of rumors and speculation regarding the possibility of the upcoming iPhone 5S coming equipped with a built-in fingerprint sensor of its own. So, hidden within the accessibility portion of iOS 7, a new code bundle seems to solidify what the Apple rumor mill has been saying for close to a year. The new and exciting bundle, dubbed Biometric Kit UI, contains a few strings of text that are part of a tutorial for how to use a fingerprint sensor on an iPhone, presumably the iPhone 5S. So if you want more details on that, just be sure to check the article. Of course, I will keep you guys completely covered on anything and everything related to Apple's next generation iPhone. So just be sure to stay tuned to this series, my YouTube channel in general, and Best Tech Info. Next up, a few days ago, NVIDIA officially released the NVIDIA Shield. For those of you who don't know, Shield is a portable gaming device that's based off of Android, and its key feature is to allow users to stream games from their PC to the device so that they can then play those games throughout their house on their Wi-Fi connection. And upon receiving my own NVIDIA Shield, I did an unboxing for you guys, and I've received some surprisingly interesting feedback on it. And if you guys want to see me do a review on NVIDIA Shield, just be sure to let me know because I know a lot of you are definitely interested. Moving on to jailbreaking for a second, Jailbreak Evasion did an interesting poll on iOS 6.1.3 that I'll have linked to below. And I also wanted to summarize really quick for any of you who aren't caught up on the latest details regarding jailbreaking iOS 6.1.3 and 6.1.4. But of course, as I'm sure a lot of you are already aware, when Apple released iOS 6.1.3 to the public, they patched a number of vulnerabilities that Evasion used to exploit to achieve a jailbreak on iOS 6.0, 6.0.1, 6.0.2, 6.1, 6.1.1, and 6.1.2. And shortly after iOS 6.1.3 was released, Apple also issued the iPhone 5 exclusive iOS 6.1.4 firmware. So unfortunately, if your device is on 6.1.3 or you have an iPhone 5 on 6.1.4, you will not be able to jailbreak unless you have an iPhone 4, iPhone 3GS, or a 4th generation iPod Touch, in which case you will be able to use Red Snow with a workaround to achieve a semi-tethered or a semi-untethered jailbreak on 6.1.3, which means that you'll be able to reboot your device with very limited functionality without having to use a computer. And then to regain full functionality, simply use a computer and Red Snow to boot tethered. Now we'll have a link to my iOS 6.1.3 jailbreak tutorial below. Just be sure to check that out if you aren't already jailbroken. Now, as far as the new jailbreak is concerned for all devices, we know that POSIX Ninja, former leader of the Chronic dev team, as well as the Evaders, are working on developing their own jailbreak utilities. So we should see something from one of these sources soon after iOS 7 is released to the public. Recently, POSIX Ninja did announce his upcoming open jailbreak site that will be sort of a collaborative effort between different hackers to work on a jailbreak. So it seems like it's going to be somewhat of an open source website to an extent. Of course, they will not share specific exploits because Apple could very well patch them, but they will share bits of code to get things done more efficiently than before. All right, and finally, while I didn't write an article on it, I just wanted to discuss the upcoming phone from Motorola, which of course now is a Google-owned company. So for those of you who haven't been informed on the Moto X yet, let me give you guys a quick spec rundown. So the device will feature a 4.7-inch AMOLED HD 720p display, and one of the key features of the Moto X, in my view, is a 2200 milliamp hour battery that supposedly, according to Motorola, will give users about 24 hours of mixed usage, which is absolutely incredible, and it seems like an optimistic claim to make, especially since there are other phones out there with similar batteries that definitely do not have that kind of battery life. However, if the device even comes close to that level of outstanding battery life, it will most likely be attributed to the CPU. It will also have a 10 megapixel rear-facing camera that's of course capable of recording 1080p video at 30 frames per second. It will run Android 4.2.2, so it won't run the latest version of Jelly Bean that we've seen on the Nexus 7, which is 4.3. It will also have 2 gigabytes of RAM and come in either 16 gigabyte or 32 gigabyte variations. Unfortunately, the device will not feature a micro SD card slot for expandable memory. It will also have Bluetooth 4.0, LTE, and 802.11 AGBN and AC Wi-Fi. Now, something somewhat surprising and seen as an invasion of privacy by some users is the ability to say, "Okay, Google Now," and have the phone automatically bring up Google Now even if the device's screen isn't on at the time. And finally, what Google and Motorola hope will be one of the key selling points of the phone is the ability to completely customize it. There are a ton of different color options and accent combinations that users will be able to pick from if they get an AT&T Moto X. There's been word that only AT&T will get the significant customization options in the beginning, with customers from other major US carriers being restricted to either black or white. And that's the other thing. As of launch, the Moto X will only be available in the United States. All right, now that's it for this episode. I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget, it's not too late to enter into my $100 Amazon gift card giveaway, and actually it will be concluding very soon, so after next week's episode. Just be sure to get all of your entries in now, and to do so, simply rate this video up, hit that subscribe button to be notified every time I release new videos, and leave a relevant comment down below in the comment section. Once your comments have been posted, you'll be automatically entered to win. And if you don't know what to leave in the comment section, try answering the question of the day. And this time it's actually 2 different questions. So first up, let me know what you guys think about the Moto X and if you would consider getting it. And second, let me know if you guys think I should do a review on the NVIDIA Shield. Of course, just leave your response in the comment section or on Best Tech Info. And to be updated more often, just be sure to like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and add me to one of your circles inside of Google+. And until next time, this is ICU signing out.